Well, there's an awful lot of chatter happening right now regarding conservative newscaster Tucker Carlson. As you know, there have been some tensions within conservative circles regarding him. And not only that, but really recently, he had a disturbing incident that now has, by the way, a $100,000 reward on the table. So I obviously really want to address what's going on in all these circles with Tucker Carlson. But let's start first with this. Tucker Carlson has been a big supporter of Donald J. Trump for quite some time and a big supporter of our movement. And for the most part, I have agreed with him on a lot of stuff. But as I say with everyone, I don't agree with everyone 100%. I don't agree with Trump 100% or Elon Musk or in this case, Tucker Carlson. Now, a lot of commenters have come out and said that he's been very anti-Israel, some even going to the level of saying he's anti-Semitic. I don't see that that is the case. I see that he has a view on Israel, which he's allowed to have, right? So, ergo, this is what kind of kicked off the rift between him, Donald Trump, Mike Huckabee, and others. Now, with all of that in mind, obviously, we have gone to war. I'm going to put that in quotes with Iran. Take it as you will. I think the only thing to call it is really a war, because the last war we had with Israel, 12-day war. I mean, we had with Iran, was a 12-day war. Same being this case. I think we're in a war, right? But anyway, you do with it what you will. Well, obviously, Tucker Carlson is against it. I, for one, disagree with him on this, but that's my opinion. Some of you may see it my way. Some of you may see it his way. But let's go directly to his X page here, or to Chris Manican's page, because he actually shared a piece of the broadcast that Tucker Carlson did. But here's what he's saying in this clip right here. I'm not going to show you the clip for copyright reasons, but this is Israel's war, says Tucker Carlson. They demanded that we help them topple the regime in Iran. Netanyahu told the president, you can join me or not, but I'm going. And the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, said this in a call to congressional leaders yesterday. He said, Israel said they were going. And let me hit the pause button before I go on with that, because he's 100% right. Marco Rubio came out. I'm not going to play the clip. I'll show you the clip. You guys can reference it later. But he said in this clip that Israel was going to go to war with or without us. Are you going to join us or are you not? Kind of back to the Carlson quote here. And he goes on. At that point, you really only have two choices. You can get on board and try to help, or you can contain Israel's war. Tucker adds that there's a third option, which is to tell Israel no, but says the last president who did that was JFK. As you see in the embedded clip, Rubio said publicly today, right when the show dropped, that the U.S. had to act because Israel said they were going in. And if the U.S. didn't back them, America would be left holding the bag. People should be extremely skeptical of claims like these, which strip Trump of all legacy. Trump literally ran on handing our country over to the Israeli lobby, and now he is following through. There is no reason to believe he is an unwilling participant or a victim of circumstances. So this is kind of the statement from Tucker Carlson. Obviously, there are some tensions. Now, before I get into the rest of that, I got to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, because without them, I would not be here. Right now, 8 out of 10 precious metal buyers are choosing silver. You want to know why? Because they're looking for growth, they're looking for upside, and they're definitely looking for opportunity. And silver checks every single box. So as demand rises, supply is tightening, physical silver is becoming harder to source, and some companies are already warning or running short. That's where Noble Gold investments come in, because they plan ahead. They secure inventory to meet demand, but availability is not going to last forever. If you've been considering silver, right now is the time to act, and I want to encourage you guys to do so. And in order to do that, you can give them a call at 1-877-646-5347. Let them know Lisa Haven sent you, because they are giving away this 1/10 ounce gold coin with any new and qualified account. So make sure you give my name, or you can go to lisahavengold.com, fill out this info, and click email me my wealth kit, and they'll send you that wealth kit for absolutely free. And by the way, there's always a risk to investing. There's never a guarantee. If you want more information, hit that more button or click the link in the description box below. All right. So now you've kind of got the idea of the tensions with Israel, with Tucker Carlson, his side. He's been really kind of saying he's avidly against the war in Iran. So he even went and met with Mike Huckabee. And here's kind of how that went down the hill. And I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version. It's very small, but here it is. Huckabee. Carlson saying Israel pushing around Trump is offensive. And here's what it states. U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee said Wednesday that it was offensive for conservative pundit Tucker Carlson to suggest in a recent interview that President Trump was taking cues from Israel's government on foreign policy. It's very offensive to think that President Trump, as Tucker Carlson characterized it, somebody who is being pushed around by Israel. That is the most nonsensical thing, Huckabee told News Nation, a lead-in verdict on the balance. So obviously, his point against Donald Trump is, hey, you're being pushed around, you're being messed around by Israel. That's kind of been Tucker Carlson's stance from the get-go. But you know who else kind of broke the silence on Tucker Carlson? And that is Sean Hannity. And take a look at this. This is on the Gateway pundit there. Sean Hannity breaks silence on Tucker Carlson's shift, says former colleague is not the person that he once knew. Now, let me play this clip for you where you can actually hear what Hannity said for himself. Take a listen.
How's your relationship with Tucker Carlson now?
No, I don't ever talk to him, ever. I mean, I wish him well. I've read a lot of what he says. I just completely disagree with it, and it's not the person that I knew when he was at Fox.
Do you think he should have left Fox?
All right, so there's that. So Hannity's like, well, he's just a different person. People change over time, right? There are things that I don't like that Tucker Carlson talks about. There's things that Hannity talks about that I don't like. There's things that I agree with. And I don't think that's any reason to like push him out of the movement or the whole 9 yards like a lot of these other people are doing. I think there's always a lot more to the story. And that's the thing. He's allowed to have his opinion. I don't think he's anti-MAGA, however, but unfortunately, this is exactly what Trump is calling him. Take a look at this. First, this is on KAKV.com. Trump has already told Tucker Carlson to tone down the rhetoric on Israel. In fact, he told a lot of people that. Specifically, as the right becomes more divided, I hate that we're divided, by the way, on the topic of Israel, Trump has reportedly asked Carlson to turn down the temperature. Former Fox business anchor Melissa Francis said, everybody's looking for a way to tone down the temperature, Francis said, according to the Jerusalem Post. President Trump is telling everyone, including Tucker, let's take this down. Now, on top of the rhetoric being asked to be toned down by Donald Trump, he also said this, and this is on Jonathan Karl there on X. But here is what he's saying, and he is an ABC news anchor, I believe is what he does, ABC News chief correspondent. But here's what he said in an interview with President Trump. He goes, in a lengthy conversation just now, President Trump hit back at Tucker Carlson, who called the Iran war absolutely disgusting and evil. Tucker has lost his way, Trump told me. I knew that a long time ago that he's not MAGA. MAGA is saving our country. MAGA is making our country great again. MAGA is America first. And Tucker is none of those things. And Tucker is really not smart enough to understand that. This is typical Trump rhetoric when he is not happy or upset. Thank God he's not a politician, right? I feel like Donald Trump is just like the rest of us. Sometimes he speaks his mind when he shouldn't, right? But there's that, right? I didn't elect him because he can be a little pompous at times. I elected him because he can get the job done and has been getting the job done. Now, Tucker Carlson did respond to Donald J. Trump, and this was posted by Oliver Darcy. I can't stand Oliver Darcy, by the way. But anyway, Tucker Carlson responds to Donald Trump after the president says he has lost his way and is not MAGA. And this is what Carlson said. There are times I get annoyed with Trump, right now, definitely included. Carlson tells status.news, but I'll always love him no matter what he says about me. That's a nice response, needless to say. So that's where we're at. Lots of tensions. And here's the deal. I don't like that our side is this divided. It's ridiculous, quite frankly. And I think a lot of the division is being sown from Democrats and radical leftists within our own side. And I think they're really getting to some of us, because here's the deal. We're allowed to disagree about the war in Iran. It doesn't make you a Democrat. It doesn't make you anti-MAGA. It means we have varying views about going to war or not going to war with Iran. We always do. We never been able to 100% agree on everything. I don't agree on some of the views within our own party regarding lots of other things. But anyway, Tucker Carlson has has recently been really, really kind of a target of the right. And I wish it wasn't so. I wish we could just get along on the things that we get along in and disagree where we disagree, but still be on the side where we are trying to make America better. And I think that is my message to everyone out here. But with all of that, there is something that happened specifically to Tucker Carlson, and I believe he is a target, unfortunately, and that is that somebody hijacked his nicotine pouches. Take a look at this. Somebody hijacked Tucker Carlson's nicotine pouches. Now there's $100,000 manhunt. So he is the co-founder of ALP, right? And I guess there was a truckload going out and it got attacked. But let me take you straight to ALP so you can see straight from the horse's mouth. The ALP heist, what happened, $100,000 reward. A truck carrying millions worth of ALP nicotine patches has vanished while traveling from California to Kentucky. The shipment, which contained around 378,000 tins of ALP's new limited Drifters line, was picked up in Southern California and bound for a warehouse in Kentucky. Tracking data shows the truck moving east as normal before communication lost. Investigators are now looking into whether the vehicle location system was spoofed. The driver presented what looked like legitimate credentials at pickup, but those documents have since been determined to be fake. The real identity and whereabouts of the drivers remain unknown, and the shipment has yet to be recovered. ALP is launching a national manhunt offering a $100,000 reward for credible information that leads to the recovery of the stolen shipment or the conviction of those responsible. And then they leave a place for tips. Don't worry, Drifters is still coming, delayed, yes, stopping us, not even close. And here's kind of the reward. Cool little reward. You can see the truck there that they highlighted, the man who they're after. Obviously, you can't really see his face. I wish they had a clearer picture. And then the two men that they circled there. And there's a lot of people saying, oh, because he's been so anti-Israel, blah, 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 that he was targeted for that. There's people saying, oh, it's someone from Israel is after him. All I know is that stuff got stolen. Who did it? Well, that's still to be determined, and who was behind it, that's still to be determined. But here they have fake credentials. They even got this guy, like a close-up on his false credentials that appeared to be new. Now the driver is wanted for some questions. Lucy, we'll have some questions for you. I'm sorry, I love Lucy. Or I did back in the day. It's been a long time since I watched any of it, but anyhow, love to get your thoughts, comments, and concerns on all of that. As a quick reminder, please get to Restrictor Republic, right? Justice Knight is on there, as well as myself. We've got lots of inside intel we're sharing on there. Join thousands of others on there. It's a good way to just have that community, have that peace of mind, and get what is truly happening in society, because we are limited here on what we can say. So anyway, check out restrictorrepublic.com today. Use the coupon code Lisa and the number 5 to get it for $5 per month. Anyhow, with all of that, I love you all. I am Lisa Haven, signing out.